Nicole Norton from Kearney, Nebraska. Nicole spent many years of serving and leading worship in her local congregation and started sharing her talents with a wider audience as she moved into the next phase of her ministry in January 2023 with the release of Home Sweet Home. She continues to release music that speaks to her personal journey, with each song having a story of what God has done or is doing in her life. Nicole's musical path started in early childhood. Along the way, she has been a vocalist, a songwriter, a worship leader, has performed in churches and small venues across several states. It was in 2019, however, that Nicole began to narrow her focus of writing music that would be relatable to people of all walks of life facing headache, pain, heartache, loss, as well as joy and happiness and wonder. Nicole's piercing lyrics and soulful vocals reach people where they are and seek to lift the eyes of all who behold a Savior who loves them. She believes that music is one of the most impactful gifts God has given us and is living the dream of sharing that gift with others. When not writing music or singing with friends, Nicole focuses on enjoying life with her husband and raising their three children and a dog and a cat. Through all manners of struggle, trials, and hardship, God has been faithful, and her greatest joy derives from sharing the hope He has given her. It is my pleasure to welcome to Red's Room Nicole Norton.
Hey, it's good to be here. All right. So, yeah, my first song is called I Forgive You. Um, and this one, a few years ago, I actually was scammed pretty badly by a lady who called me saying she was my bank's fraud department. And it was a very well crafted scam, but I was scammed. And after I got off the phone, um, I was angry, of course, and shock and all the feelings. But I was praying about it because I didn't know what to do. It was just like you felt completely helpless, and God gave me this image of me meeting this woman and just hugging her and having the most compassion on her, which was so not me. It was totally the Lord. And I just felt like I need to forgive her for what's been done. And I started to think about how in a lot of ways what's been done to you, the phrase hurt people. A lot of times there's patterns that this woman may have not known better. Her parents may have not taught her better or whatever. And anyways, so I felt like this song was a song that I needed to write. A lot of times in church, we talk a lot about God's forgiveness to us. But I don't feel like we talk enough about person to person forgiveness. And so this is what came out of that situation. So it's called I Forgive You. In the aftermath following that day, I've been harboring pain, I've been hiding away, surrounded by the feelings of shame. Am I the one to blame? Could I ever truly say I forgive you? Even though it hurts what you've done to me, I cannot reverse, and I'm praying for you. I'm taking you to church because somewhere down the line someone hurt you too. I forgive you. Time won't heal, but Jesus, He will. So I brought it to His feet. Now He's working in me, speaking peace into the pain of the past. And I've come to believe the time has come for me to forgive you. Even though it hurts what you've done to me, I cannot reverse, and I'm praying for you. taking you to church because somewhere down the line someone hurt you too. I forgive you. Oh, I forgive you. Oh, there's freedom as I choose to cut the bitter loose. It's feeling like a brand new day. There's freedom as I choose to cut the bitter loose. No, I can't forget, but I can finally say, I forgive you, even though it hurts what you've done to me. I cannot reverse, and I'm praying for you. I'm taking you to church because somewhere down the line someone hurt you too. I forgive you. Oh, I forgive you. Oh, I forgive you.
What a meaningful song. When we think about forgiveness, we often think about, forgiving the person that has done us wrong, and that is, something we want to do for them. But really, forgiveness is very beneficial to ourselves,
Absolutely.
and being able to release that
Mm-hmm.
hate, release that pain, uh,
Absolutely.
by forgiving others. And that's a tough concept.
It is. It is. But once you grasp that it's just holding you down, then I feel like for me it's helpful knowing, that other person may not even have a clue what they did to you. They're not bothered by it, but it's holding you down? So it's kind of God's gift to us to be like, nope, I'm releasing that and that's not going to hold me down. So,
Right, and I kind of like what the thought. I've said this many, many times. I forgive you, but that doesn't mean I like you.
sure. Absolutely. There are boundaries for sure. That's awesome. So this next song, I released this one last year. This one's called Smoke. And this has quite the story to it. So I, back in 2019, the end of 2019, we lost my father-in-law to a terrible accident, ATV accident, and our world kind of shifted upside down. And then 2020 hit, which was a train wreck for all of us. And that fall, my husband and I were both really sick with COVID. And then 2021 comes, and in August of 21, we lost our black lab to cancer really suddenly. And then the beginning of September, I was supposed to have a really big surgery. And a couple days before this surgery, my grandma passed away, and her and I were really, really close. So that was just really hard. The funeral was on my surgery day, so I had to have surgery. The next week after surgery, I was recovering, and my aunt passed away really unexpectedly as well. 2 weeks after my surgery, I had 2 mini strokes that left me with migraines and massive fatigue and just a whole host of neurological things. So that was happening. That fall, my husband started having some heart problems, and December, we lost our cat to cancer. And February of the next year, my husband was diagnosed with stage 3 heart failure. And so, with all of that, it was just a boom, boom, boom type of situation where we couldn't process one grief and one loss and one thing before another one hit. And physically, I was a mess, and was just struggling with all the physical sides of the surgery and all that. And so we had 3 months where my husband, they gave him, a 33% chance if he got better, praise the Lord. If he stayed the same, he'd have a pacemaker and different things. And 33% chance if he got worse, that he'd be on the transplant list and not given much time. And so we had 3 months to do some in-depth treatments, or intense treatments. And after the 3 months, we'd find out what happened. And so during those 3 months, we were just on our knees basically the whole time. And during that time, I was asked to lead worship and speak for a foster care teen girls camp that summer, which I immediately wanted to say no to, but I felt like the Lord was wanting me to. And so I prayed about it, and sure enough, I felt like I should say yes. So during the prep for that, I was studying in Daniel, which is what I was supposed to speak on. And Daniel 3, it's the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego going into the fire, being brought out of the fire untouched. But in chapter 3, verse 27, it says they didn't even smell of smoke. And I just, as I was reading that, God totally highlighted that on the page for me. And I knew that the trials we had been enduring, I wasn't depressed, I wasn't defeated, our marriage was stronger, like we had passion for life. There was just so many ways that God carried us and didn't allow us to smell of the smoke of all that junk. So this idea I brought to a writing retreat because I knew I needed to write it. And so two friends and I wrote this song called Smoke. Grief has tried to take me out. I have reasons I could doubt. I know the doctor said that there's no hope, but you're the one who's in control. I know I'm walking through fire, feeling the heat. Because of your power, I won't see defeat. I'm walking through fire, you won't let me choke. Because you walk with me, I don't even smell like smoke. I don't even smell like smoke. No matter what this life may bring, I'm confident in this one thing. I know I'm not alone. I'm walking through fire, you're here by my side. Whatever the trial, in you I will hide. I'm walking through fire, you won't let me go. Not only am I not burned, I don't even smell like smoke. I don't even smell like smoke. You are my strength, you are my hope. Out of these ashes, yes, I will go. The enemy tried, the enemy failed, so you let him know that I don't even smell like smoke. I don't even smell like smoke. I don't even smell like smoke.
I was trying to catch up with some of the messages, and I think I missed them. I saw a few beautifuls, and uh, uh, there was comment about going through something very similar. Um, I can appreciate what you've said, what you've been through. I know at one point in time in my life, back in like 2007, the doctors had told my wife not to expect me to live much more than 5 or 6 years. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'm like 11, 12 years past my expiration date, but
Awesome.
I'm still hanging in.
God only knows, right?
That's right. Absolutely. God only knows.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, because that was kind of one of the questions I asked them. I was like, yeah, if this didn't come from God, I think we're okay.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Absolutely. He's the only one we can truly trust, right? That's awesome. Well, my last song is actually this one is not released yet, so it will be. I'm hoping coming out next year. It's called Wounds, and so a little bit of story behind this one. So my husband and I and family actually moved to the Nashville area this summer. So I was in Kearney, Nebraska, but I'm now in Nashville area. And leading up to moving here, I felt like the Lord was like, release the songs you're going to release this year and get to Franklin, Tennessee. So we got here and I was just ready to like hit the ground running, and I felt like there was just this silence from the Lord, and it was very hard because I was like, all right, Lord, we're here. We moved our family. We did this. What are we doing? And I kept wrestling with this silence, and kind of a little bit more backstory. Health-wise, I've been struggling for years with some chronic stuff, and it's just kind of progressively gotten worse. And when we got here, it definitely got worse, especially some debilitating anxiety and different things like that. And so I was just in it. And I went to a few writing retreats this fall, and at one of them, I felt like the Lord very strongly showed me that it was not silence, that he was he was not silenced, but I was not listening to what he was saying, which was there was some wounds in my past that he really wanted to heal and wanted me to work on healing, and I just didn't want to. A lot of those griefs that I talked about in the Smoke song, I didn't have time to process them then, and the longer that it got away from each of those things, the more I did not want to go back and did not want to rehash those. I just wanted to keep them where they were. And so I felt like the Lord was saying, I have you here, but it's not only for music. I want to do some healing, and that's the next step before what's next. So in that, the song called Wounds, one of the things with where I'm at, just with processing all of those things, I haven't wanted to feel the emotions that come with all of those things. But to heal, you have to feel them first. And so this song, I'm praying and I'm hoping, gives words to someone that's really stuck in that they can just be honest with the Lord. I feel like the times that I've grown a lot in my relationship with the Lord is the times that I'm brutally honest about how I'm doing and where I'm at with things. And so anyway, this song is called Wounds. God, I feel so damaged, shattered to my soul. Can't even shed a tear for all that brought me here. My heart has turned to stone. You say I need to heal this, but I don't want to feel these wounds that haunt my mind, echoing in circles, time after time. Wounds that cut so deep, been in pain for so long. I want to be set free from these wounds. If I'm being honest, I'm a little angry. I'm tired to my core, don't want to do this anymore. Can't you hear me screaming? I know I need to heal this, but I don't want to feel these wounds that haunt my mind, echoing in circles, time after time.
Beautiful, beautiful. So tell
Thank
us,
you.
where can we find you?
Yes, pretty much so I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Nicole Norton Music is the handle for those. So yeah, and then all my music is on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all the streaming services. So
Uh, do you play guitar as well?
I do not. I have one. My husband plays it, but I need to learn. That would be awesome.
I see your talk sitting in the corner. I was
Yep,
like,
yep.
I got one just like that. So
That's awesome.
yeah, well, if my wife was here, she would be mentioning, and you've got a bunch more too. So she's
Yep.
actually kind of made an agreement, or I've made an agreement. I would say a loose agreement, but it's not
hmm
that I cannot buy another guitar until I sell a guitar.
I get that. My husband and I have an arrangement on similar things, but not guitars. He has some collections of his own. That's awesome.
Well, again, thank you so much for entertaining us tonight and blessing
Absolutely.
us with your music. We had a lot of comments on Facebook, uh, and I think most of them all had the word beautiful in them.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. So thanks for asking me.
Yeah, actually, Franklin, Tennessee is not too far away. Actually, I have a daughter that lives in Franklin, North Carolina.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Franklin.
Awesome. Awesome. It's a good place.
Yeah, in fact, I have a lot of friends that are around the Nashville area.
hmm
People get around the Nashville
There's a
area
lot of area around.
because there's not a lot available in Nashville,
No.
or at least not a place you can afford.
Right. And I personally don't want to be in Nashville. It's just not a place I want to hang out. So, yeah.
Right. Well, again, thank you very much. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll
Absolutely.
see you in the after at the after party.
Sounds great. Thank you.